Little driver. Whoa, hold on. That sounded like something snapped.
I don't know if we should stay here. I can call somebody.
Oh, how I have longed for this.
What's up, Lite Nation?
What is going on, Lite Nation? Finally out on the rocks.
The time has finally come.
It's almost been a freaking year since I've driven the Stepchild.
We get it. I know a lot of you have been like, man, y'all don't wheel anymore. That's because our bread and butter, our #1 wheeling rig, the thing that we love the most.
In your buggy, but
and I wheeled the buggy, but a lot of people think buggies are cheating. I don't know. I think it's sick as hell.
It's really
But
fun.
We've missed the Stepchild more than any of you, I guarantee it.
And the Demon I didn't want to mess up. I mean, let's be honest. This probably, at this point, has more wrapped up into it than the Demon does, like,
but the
overall.
Demon was so shiny and
new
nice,
and yeah.
And even for us, sometimes it's really hard to smash
this
something
thing,
like that against rocks.
God, it still looks so good, though.
Today, we are finally taking the Stepchild off-road into the rocks on her first official test run as the 3.69524, whatever you want to call it. Kevin's gonna go get in the driver's seat. Today is the first test run, so we are going to do a trail that we're very familiar with. We've done, it feels like, a million times. It is called 777s. It's a high-rated 7 because it does have some great obstacles on it. For the Stepchild, honestly, it should be a walk in the park. But it does have some parts that should at least allow us to get really flexy and just kind of see where everything is and how everything feels and, of course, how everything performs. No, I'm also gonna go ahead and just put this out there. You will hear brake squealing in this video because, again, if you missed that part of the entire build process, we basically have straight racing pads in the Stepchild at this point. So and plus we're dumb and we didn't go through the process of seating them like we should have. So they squeal. It is what it is. It's a race Jeep at this point, right? It's a rock crawling monster. It's a high-speed desert monster. It's an all-around master of all trades, or at least it should be. So you might have also noticed that we are completely alone. It's just us on the trail. Never generally recommend doing that, but we're lame and we don't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. We're just testing it out. We knew we wouldn't be doing anything too hard. We'll just be by ourselves, it's fine. So this spot right here is a pretty good little flexi spot. We're just gonna kind of see what everything does. Kevin's playing with the Atlas right now. So he did a front dig right there, just for funsies, because it's Kevin. And he has a new toy. Yep. Straighten out. Yep, and let's just see what she does. It should get pretty interesting. All right, I'm gonna make them stop for a second again, just so we can appreciate the 40 dropping so far below the frame and the slider. Yep. Awesome. So that also just kind of gives us an idea because it gets pretty off camber through there too. So it's just letting Kevin kind of get a feel for just all of it, the new suspension, the new geometry, and just in general how the Stepchild's sort of gonna behave in the rocks.
Cannot believe the plushness of the suspension right now. Like, I come off of something and they go to hit and it goes. What did Chris say? It was like cloud of titties or big old titties. What did he say?
Big old cloud of tatas. How'd that feel though, as far as like articulating our off camber?
It was fine. It was actually really good when I pulled the rear out to turn, and then even when I went down in there, I started coming up because you're in a V. Instead of the rear pushing you and the front pulling me, I took the rear out, so only the front was pulling me. So you don't bind up in V notches now. That I can remove the rear What? Am I going off the edge?
No, you're fine.
Oh, you were looking like how?
I can't see from here, so I was just making sure. And Atlas, if you've watched any of my videos of me driving my buggy, the Atlas is a magnificent tool to have.
Oh yeah.
When you're rock crawling, especially technical rock crawling, it can come in handy not just to get you up insane obstacles that otherwise, into like lines that otherwise you wouldn't be able to, but it's also really handy to help prevent you from breaking stuff when you're bound up, or to prevent you from getting bound up in the first place.
Right, like you could be stuck, and if you only have four-wheel drive to go forward or back, sometimes you need the rear just to kind of come back and slide out. So you pull the front out and just go in reverse with the rear and get the rear
Let the rear slide.
Slide and unbind you. It's really freaking
There's a
neat.
lot of ways to use a selectable transfer case,
yes.
which is one of the reasons Kevin's wanted one for so long. So this next obstacle is a pretty good one as well. You'll see when he gets up to it. This isn't the interesting part, actually. Kevin is trying to make it more interesting than normally. You don't have to go even remotely that high on the driver's side, but it's this climb up here that should be pretty cool. There you go, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stay there, don't move. So Kevin's having fun here. Normally he wouldn't be that far to the right. He'd be coming right up through here. But again, we just kind of want to see how the stepchild behaves in precarious situations, just so he can get a feel for this, because, yeah, she's getting a little topsy there, because we know for a fact we're going to have this on some insane obstacles in the very, very near future. So it's just good to get a new feel for what the new tipping point will be. You see he's doing another front dig there to get the front end to come over. That should be good. Yep. Heck yeah. Proper line, fantastic clearance, hard passenger. He's playing with the Atlas again. What are you doing? I know you're playing with the Atlas. What are you trying to do with the Atlas? Put it back in front wheel drive so you can dig the front over. And then throw the rear back in.
So that's what the Atlas does, is it helps me, like if you go up a line then maybe you're off on the next line, you can dig over, or like you saw me with that tire in the air and it looked like I was going to go over, and probably if I hit the gas I probably would go over, but I was able to kind of back up a little bit, front dig onto the right line or to a better line, go back to four-wheel drive and keep going. And then same here, it just allowed me to pull around.
And unfortunately, we have run into our first problem.
Oh,
we are
brake line came loose.
Leaking brake fluid.
Yeah, my foot went to the floor, and I was like, oh. I didn't bring any tools. I brought one.
Uno tool. Two if you count yourself. But one tool.
I brought one tool, a 15-inch hammer / socket wrench / wrench. So, well, now I don't think I'm gonna have any brakes. Okay, hopefully I didn't get a bunch of air in the line. That was actually like the only brake that worked, because we haven't bled the brakes well enough yet. And when I was bedding in these ones the other day, the only one I could get to lock up was this left front. And now that probably just made sure that doesn't happen. All right, well, at least I brought my croissant hammer. Yeah, we probably have air in the line now, but luckily we're not doing anything high speed and all these drop-offs. So one cool trick is if you lose your brakes or you have weak brakes, or something, you can go into neutral when you're going down, and neutral will provide you so you're not having the vehicle push through the brakes. So we're gonna just keep going.
Send it!
Yeah, I mean, look, you either got to go down or you got to go up and down, so might as well keep going up and then down.
So this next little obstacle here, when we took the Bronco Raptor through it, we completely crushed one of the massive fender flares on one of these rocks. Generally the line is to just go up kind of on this left-hand side here and then cut across and over. I think though Kevin said he wants to, just for shits and giggles, see what happens if he tries to keep his passenger side up on this and treat it more like a V-notch. So again, something totally dumb, completely unnecessary. No one needs to or should probably take this line unless you have an extremely capable vehicle. Come a little more, driver. Yep, there you go. Little driver. Whoa, don't, hold on. That sounded like something snapped. Oh, I had Kevin shut it down so I could get down here. I don't know what that is, but it's right here. Oh, it's a bolt. Oh my God, it's a very f***ing hot bolt. Ow, 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 ow. It came from this side. General direction. Rewind the tapes.
It's a 10.9 bolt, and it sheared it. And I felt it in the steering, but I don't see anything on the steering. Everything on the steering looks fine. Oh, that didn't get tightened back down.
Oh.
Damn it.
That's important. It didn't get tightened?
I don't think Chris, when we just replaced this, and I think he was gonna adjust the steering wheel, and I think he didn't retighten the bolts back down.
Because the steering didn't need to be readjusted, it was fine.
Yeah, it's probably gonna waller this out. I just need a nut and a bolt. We were gonna adjust the steering wheel because we just put everything back on here, and so we were gonna.
You didn't bother tightening it. And then
I was like, all right, let's go. We got it in, and we put the flag mount on, and we were just like, let's go. I think you just forgot to. Yeah, so we just need a bolt and a nut, which
we don't have.
Of course I don't have here. I don't know if we should stay here. I can call somebody. Maybe Sand Hollow Off Road. They're right there. Maybe you can run. This is why you do shakedown runs. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good, what's up?
So...
I already said that.
Yeah, you did say that. So we finally got the Stepchild together, and we decided to take it on its maiden voyage.
Consider this us giving you a call officially for the first time ever.
Oh, no.
So we came out here by ourselves, and we decided to do...
Because we're idiots!
We decided to do an easy trail. We're just on 777s. And I guess one of our nuts and bolts on our steering wasn't torqued down. And we snapped the bolt in half. Luckily, I don't think it's bent, but I think all we would need, we don't have anybody here. We're by ourselves, like in the first 5 obstacles of 777s, like up kind of just up after the wall.
Up the wall, the first
V-notch.
wall.
Anyway, I need like a 9/16 nut and bolt that's like 3 inches longish.
Okay, I got that.
And is there anybody I can pay to bring that up here?
Oh, man, you better get that checkbook out.
I mean, I hear Brittany's got an unlimited funds. What do you have? What are those called? Trust funds?
I'm a trust fund baby,
yeah,
according to everyone.
Yeah, I hear Brittany's got one of those unlimited trust fund accounts.
Nice.
So we should tap.
Right,
we should tap that.
So 9/16 bolt, nut,
and tools.
How long? Make sure it's long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I'd say at least 3 inches. That's crazy because this is a 10.9 bolt too. It's a 10, and it sheared it right off.
We're not even doing anything hard.
I know. We're on 777s. Not even anything hard.
Yeah. So you need a bolt and a nut because you broke. Like it's not metric. I don't need anything metric.
I don't think it's an M14. I mean, I can try to call steer. I mean, if you have an M14 as well, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's that size though.
Can you send me a picture of what's broken?
Yeah,
it's literally just.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
It's a tie rod, but the center is Steer Smart's tie rod, so it has a clamp on each end, and so it's just the bolt that goes through the clamp. I think wasn't torqued all the way, and so when it got some pressure on it, it tried to pry the clamp apart, and then it literally just sheared the bolt out. But everything's still here. Nothing's bent or broken. But I feel like if I keep driving with
we will bend or break
with
something.
no bolt in the clamp, then it would just pull the threads out or bend the rod.
Okay.
So we're up on an obstacle, and I'm just stuck here on the obstacle because I don't want to move.
Picture of it so that I can wrap my head around it, and then I'll bring out everything I can think of that will fix it.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're the best, Matt.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
So normally we have tools. We're equipped, which is why we go wheeling alone frequently, even though, again, clearly we never recommend anyone really ever do that.
And it's only because we're like right here. Like,
but yeah, I know. Town's like right there.
Like Matt, like
Town's there and Matt's like there. We could throw a rock at him and it'd probably hit him. But we have nothing. Like when we built the Stepchild.
I generally have not a 9/16 3-inch 10.9 bolt, but
we probably would have something that we could, I don't know, MacGyver just to get off the trail. Anyways, when we did the Stepchild build, we cleaned out everything. And when we finished it, an hour ago officially, like got at least everything good enough to go actually put it on the rocks. We were too excited to really grab anything except an air hose in order to air back up. We did grab 2 water bottles and I grabbed my camera, and that's about it. So shame on us. That was dumb, but it's okay. Now we get to hang out with our friend Matt.
Okay, so I stopped right when I felt the steering. I heard the pop and she told me to stop. I stopped right there. So for anybody that thinks like, oh, you're too bound up, which this is not bound up. I tell you that, this is not bound up.
You've seen what we've done in the Stepchild before.
Look at this. There is no pressure on this right now. Look.
There's no tension.
Like, this isn't under tension where I can't even move it.
Like I know if you're new to off-roading or you don't do crazy stuff often, that might look bad. It's not. There's nothing crazy going on here. There's no binding.
Yeah.
The only reason is that bolt had to have just not been torqued.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, right.
Chris, by the way, Chris said he didn't actually touch or loosen that when we installed this side. Right before we came onto the trail. So this should have been tightened.
I found it.
What is that?
It's the bolt. It hit the...
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Wait.
What?
How would that hit over here?
No, because that was the nut side. The nuts... How... That doesn't make sense.
At some point it bound up. What? I'm so confused. So I was turned this way.
Oh, you were.
And it was stuffed up here.
And then when you turned back,
and when I turned back, the steering pushed through it and snapped it off. That's what happened.
Totally makes sense.
I got it.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, what is that? This was literally the threads were dug into the aluminum.
Hold on, yeah.
The nut and bolt was sitting right here, and so that's what happened. So
okay.
So this is different because we frame chopped it and Chris built a box here, so I'm thinking this might be a little bit lower than it normally is. So I was turned
up.
I was turned
at
that
full articulation.
Way, and it was fully stuffed, and it...
As you turned back, it caught, and as you kept turning, it snapped.
Yes.
Ugh, problem solved.
Oh yeah, look, this one hit here. This one's hit here.
So
we have too much articulation.
We have too much. No. So again, this is why you do shakedown runs, which is exactly what this is, because we have discovered an issue that just lifting it with a forklift wouldn't have really shown us.
Because we didn't turn back and forth and look for stuff.
This isn't real life, right? This is. A forklift isn't. But this is why you go and you actually run stuff through.
So we need to put these bolts this way.
The opposite way.
So there's not enough head here. Or we're going to have to get a button head, like a rounded bolt, so if it does hit. But what we'll do is we'll shave these corners down just to make some clearance. But you can see this one barely touched. So I bet you going the other way when we don't have this much sticking out.
Yeah, you don't have all that.
That's what happened. Well, okay. So this is what's crazy. People wait till last minute to get their stuff together and then like head to King of the Hammers. I love you, Holly. I'm not calling you out because I know that happened, but there was more than just Holly who made it to King of the Hammers like with a fresh build and then things don't go right. It's very hard to put together a whole vehicle, and then something so small that this is maybe a little bit lower than what it used to be, or this clamp is maybe a little bigger,
or this bolt's a half an inch too long on this side.
Whatever, just something like that right there. And this would take, if I kept racing, like we were racing,
you out of the race.
You would snap that, and then you generally don't have another drag link.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. That makes sense.
I'm just excited we know now, because we're like, even if that was loose, there's not, I mean, there's pressure.
There's no tension. This is doing all the steering.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there was no tension there for, even if it had been loose, for it to be the reason that it snapped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you looked up. Because I was like, I don't know where the other part went. I only saw the one piece go straight into the sand.
Right. And so I'm sitting here and I'm just like, look, I'm like, this doesn't, there's no tension here. I'm like,
and
oh.
I know the stepchild braking is a weird thing for us to be like excited about, but like
it shouldn't have broke this. Okay, so
it's an easy fix, and we know what the fix is now, versus us sitting here like, why the heck did that snap?
Right.
Now we know and we can fix it.
But with with the PFC Hydro Assist, when you turn the wheel, this is doing all the turning. This is still here, and yes, the box has to turn, like you know, but this is doing most of the work. Yeah. So you're not.
That's why when it snapped, I thought initially the metal I saw was something to do with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks.
This is where all the pressure's at.
But then I was like, but that doesn't make sense because we're not bound up. There's even on the steering, there shouldn't have been any tension or pressure or binding with what we were doing right here. Sick. It's just an articulation clearance issue that should be an easy enough fix, but still in the meantime, we have to wait for our good old friend Matt to come rescue us because we came completely unprepared. Our saviors. Hi, baby.
Oh, how I have longed for this day.
Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, it was pretty silly.
We figured out why it snapped though, which we're
Yeah.
pretty excited about
Yeah.
because now we know the problem and it's an easy enough fix, but it sucks because we
just
came.
got to put the bolt the other way. The bolt
Yeah.
was going this way, and it ran into the sway bar bracket, and it just when I turned, it just sheared it off. Which I thought something broke. Like
We found out we have too much articulation.
well, it's not too much. It just,
I mean, it's enough.
you know, see, like that sticks out further than that would stick out.
Right.
Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
I'm so glad you weren't busy. I don't know if you were.
He is not busy enough to come save Lite.
Did you bring a bag of bolts? Cause like
We brought various things.
cool. It lodged right there. Look at the. It literally.
Yeah.
I was steering that way and articulated, and it just sheared it off. So
We were trying to do something silly.
if this would have been this way, we'd be good. But this was this way. And we were
Last
not
time
good.
we went with you, it was our tie rod that came apart.
So when I looked up,
Oh.
this was still sitting here. It sheared the bolt off, and the bolt fell down there. And I was like, "How did this happen?" And I was like, "Oh, it's literally still embedded in the aluminum. It was otherwise I would have never have known. I would have never."
Smashed in there.
And then if you look at this side is barely kissed right there too.
Oh, it's touched, huh?
It's touched.
So it's essentially at full articulation, and
And-
when we're steering, the bolt catches. We should put the bolts basically the other
opposite
direction.
way.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the things you learn on your first day out.
I say it's
huh?
a test run.
Right.
This was a shakedown run, and that's exactly what it's for. Is for Matt to come save us.
Hey, I'm glad I could help.
We had a brake line leak earlier too.
Don't worry about that guy.
I brought one tool, and it's a 15-inch crescent wrench.
So prepared.
Yeah, because they'll go small and big.
And I think we can turn that guy around. I think would be a good idea. You guys want to do a trail? You guys want to finish a trail?
You want to finish the
halfway
trail with
there.
us?
We're gonna have
Okay.
to. You guys
So
wanna-
I told him, I was like, oh, we'll fix it and then we'll just, I guess, back off. And he was like, you quitter?
Yeah, so I just back off. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I
might as well.
mean, if we're halfway either way.
Might
Why
as well
would we?
finish.
And nobody likes going down a trail. That's just all
No.
brakes. I hate going down a trail, especially I don't have brakes right now. It's really bad.
You gotta go up.
Thank you, Matt. Arigato gozaimasu. That is-
Like I said, glad we were here.
Me
That's
too.
like
'cause I
I've
was like, man, I hope he's not busy right now.
He has no idea what this is costing.
Luckily, not my dignity or my pride, because I love this man. I love you guys anyway, so it's like good to see you. Is anybody hungry too? Like we finished
Y'all
the
want
trail, go to dinner. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can take you to the fanciest place in Hurricane. I don't know what that is. What is the
Stagecoach, I think.
Ooh.
This is cool. Is this just tape? Is this like
Yeah,
a,
it's some kind of
is
tape.
that,
It's like
like,
really
made
tough tape
for-
that you can't tear.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
you have to ask Chris. He uses some really,
I like that versus zip ties.
yeah,
They've got a pretty good mechanic up there.
Oh,
Yeah, he does.
man.
He's pretty sick.
yeah. And this is all custom, so that's not really his fault that the bolt, you know, like
Yeah.
now we just kind
That's
of
literally
know.
what
You
the
gotta
shakedown
find
run
out.
is for.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks to our great fan Matt. Thank you, Matt, once again. Saving us, bringing us a bolt. We swapped the other one the other way around as well, so hopefully clearance-wise it won't be really contacting anymore. If it does, we can hopefully fix it at home, but at least it's nothing we know to keep an eye out for. But Kevin called me a quitter earlier when I said, let's just go back home after this, so we'll see. Do you want to be on top of the wall or like side wall on the wall? Up the wall? Okay, right there, yep, perfect.
Oh man, I think it'll do it, but it's gonna put you aside.
Slow. I know, that Hemi launch. Come a little bit, driver. Just a teensy bit. Yep, just come slow. I feel like you should probably sidewall it,
Yeah, I
but
think
you,
I would put it a little more because your back end's still coming up, but none of this side is yet.
your back rear is about to come up though. Just go real slow, slower. Keep coming. Come a little more, driver. Yeah, that's not as slow as I'd like, but it's working. Yeah. You're gonna start climbing in the front, driver. You're fine, perfect. Yep. Keep it right there. No.
His right rear wheel is the question now. Everything else is perfect.
All right, let me get in the back. You're good. Now straighten out. There you go. Yep. Perfect. All the way? I don't know about that. You're good. So far. Whoa. So this tire is touching nothing right now, and that one is barely. It's basically two-wheeling between the two tires. So I'm gonna have him back up, and as he backs up, I'm gonna have him straighten out because that tire doesn't need to be that far over for it to sidewall against that. Straighten out. Okay, right there. And as you come forward, turn just a smidge driver. Yeah, right there. Maybe a little more. There you go. All right. All right. You're fine. Keep coming. You're about to sidewall that rear tire. There you go. You're on the sidewall of the rear one, so you'll be climbing. You got traction. Cut driver. Hard driver. Yep. There you go. So there you go. So you see, he caught it with the sidewall. So I wasn't really worried about taillights and fenders. I knew that would be it. Straighten out. Yep. There you go. And then cut back whenever. I don't know. I can't see the front, but that's probably fine. Yeah. Yep. Woohoo! You can definitely do the same line, Matt. I have faith in you. I'm gonna be honest, I actually wasn't expecting him to attempt the same line, but I think he can do it if he stays significantly lower and doesn't climb that second step-up wall.
I'm not as wide as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay down off the top of that wall. Driver. Keep coming. Driver.
So you might actually, you'll drop,
might climb
but
up.
it might catch it and come back up. Okay, so he's gonna go for it. His tire may do it. He might hit slider and then his tire may climb. Your sidewall on your tire, you're okay. You're okay. Yep. Tire's climbing. Yep. Perfect. There we go. Yeah. Perfect! Good job, Matt! Woo-hoo-hoo! Nice, got it! Heck yeah!
Nice.
See, we're a bad influence, but we're good bad influence.
Brady just
Good
said
job.
that we're good, bad influences.
We're a bad influence, but we're the good kind of bad
My
influences.
Brite is definitely a bad influence. See what they just made me do?
You did it though!
You didn't break a taillight.
And you didn't break a
I didn't.
taillight. Got an Atlas. We're testing out the front big feature.
Well, that works.
Lock it. Yeah, your rear tire's on. Perfect. That was good. Here she goes. Killer.
I have more articulation now, I guess, but for some reason I'm driving.
guess you do.
Well, I do, but for some reason I'm driving like I have bigger tires now. I'm just like, oh, I don't think that was ever possible before, but let's just do it now. And then guess what? It did it.
So this is another pretty decent obstacle to give us an idea of how the Stepchild's performing with the new build. So you have a couple options. There's the bypass. This is kind of the medium-ish line. And then this to the left is gonna be kind of your hardest, more intricate line for sure, which is what Kevin's gonna try to do.
I call it the can opener.
Keep coming. Pause. Just to give you an idea of that climb. You're welcome. Look at that articulation. This is the cool weird part. The front tire comes off the ground. You're okay. You can also back down and go a little more to the right. All the way, keep coming. Yep, yep, yep. Right there. Now go hard passenger. Straighten out. Slow. I don't know. Just because we still don't quite know where that tipping point is, and I'd like to not find it today. Yeah. There you go. Straighten out a little. Straighten out. Just nice and slow. Because you're about to climb in the rear. You're so close. There you go. There you go. Front dig. Woohoo, baby. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't paying attention to that either. I was too enraptured. I don't think you'll flop. Just go slow. I think your front end will slide over more than anything. You're okay. You're only like a few inches from the ground with this front. Yep. Keep going. There you go. Yep. All right. We got more pressure on that side, so we're fine there. Okay. If you think you're fine, your front right's pretty high in the air. I scooted him really far this way. Oh, you're fine. You're going to come back down. There we go. Just got his rear end further over so it doesn't drop so far into that hole. You're perfect. There you go.
Okay, back up. You gotta get over a little quicker. So hard, keep it turned hard like that. Back up.
Where do you want it?
Back up. Hey, pull that mirror in.
There you go.
There we go.
I've been doing my leg lifts. Don't worry.
Okay. Try it. See what happens. Keep coming.
All the driver.
All the way. Okay. Nice and slow. Okay, slow down. All the way.
So where Kevin came up this line here, he's going to go that way.
Up on top of it, stop. Stop.
Which is totally understandable because pulling tire here is...
Do not back up. Oh yeah.
It'll fit, it'll fit.
You're done.
You're good.
Totally right. Let's go. Going right?
Yeah, you're good, you're
Roll
good.
through it.
There she goes, yep.
There you go. Okay, stop right there. Stay on top of this wall. Come on, all the way, all the way. Good.
There you go.
Okay, slow.
You're doing good, man. You're doing great.
Yeah, that's great.
There she goes.
Perfect. Control your speed with the brake.
Woohoo! That's not an easy obstacle, though. Good job,
That was
man.
fun. Okay, Kevin's doing some trade work now.
From up here. See, this is why I brought. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Good as new.
All right.
Everything's
good deal.
good.
I looked up and he'd gone up this already. And then you did what? Because you love me so much.
I backed up, of course.
So I
was
could
just kinda-
film it.
Yeah, of course.
Aw.
Oh, I love you.
Aww. That crawled right up it though, which is pretty nice. So this isn't a difficult obstacle other than brake overing, which is nothing for the Stepchild, which is pretty sick. There's a drop off on the other side, so you gotta cut pretty hard passenger and go that way. He's gonna try to dig, I'm sure. Perfect! Like it was nothing!
goodness. You know those little rocks in between all the sand? Oh my goodness.
This is like a freaking Cadillac!
Holy crap.
Yeah! Cindy! Oh my god! So plush.
That is I am. Normally those rocks just beat you to death. Anything. It's so dangerous because you can go so fast. Like these are the bad rocks that like make everybody go slow and it beats you up. Look at that. Just drives through like you're going.
It's pretty sick, huh?
I agree.
All right.
We're safe.
We got
live.
some.
I got new merch.
We got new merch.
I got my new favorite T-shirt. I'm gonna wear it out. You might want to give me a second one.
Again, guys, shout out. I'm sure every single one of you probably already follow Matt from Matt's Off-Road Recovery. If you don't, though, go check him out. Amazing guys, great friends. What's ironic is we were talking about it too. Is like on our way down, we're like, when I said, "Oh, we're lame because we don't have any friends."
You did say that earlier in the
I
video.
did say at the very beginning. I said we're lame. We don't have any friends. That's not true. Like we're like, "Oh, who do we call to like go wheeling with us?" We're like, "Oh, we could call Matt. He might go do a trail with us, or maybe Holly or something like that." And they're like, "Nah, we'll just go solo." When we snapped and we needed help, weirdly, Matt was not the first person we thought of because we don't think of him
as recovery.
Like he's just a friend that we're like, God, who could come help save us out here? Anyways,
it was that funny.
Really,
I was in a meeting I did not want to be in.
We gave him the perfect excuse, right? It was totally staged. None of this is real. We just wanted Matt to come hang out with us.
Yeah, we sure off 10.9.
This is paper mache.
Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, find all your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. As always, we love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah.
Down?
Dude, listen, can you hear this?
See your hair?
Oh my God, your hair!
No.
Yeah.
Your hair.
That means
Get in the car.
that means lightning.
Right.
That is, I've never. That is buzzing, and Brittany's hair is going crazy. I can feel it on my face.
Can you?
Yes.
Ah!
Filming. Oh my God.
The storm starting to roll in. Good thing I have long hair, but we hear this buzzing and it's like a bee or like just a June bug almost. And we're like, what the heck? And we're looking around, and then we look at it's coming from the flag, which, by the way,
It's a.
I don't know if you see it. It's a Lite Brite Nation handy flag. Everyone always asks us about our flags. So handy flag, they're located here down in southern Utah. Family owned and operated, super cool people. It breaks down like a tent pole, and it's a quick disconnect. Super easy, super convenient. We love them. We use them on every single one of our vehicles when we go anywhere where it's required. Go check them out. In the meantime, we're gonna get somewhere safer
Your
to
hair literally
close
just
our
went,
vehicle out or video out.
That was crazy. Her hair just all of a sudden, because you were pointing there, and he goes, "Look at your hair," and I was like, whoosh, all your hair was just standing up on it. That was actually kind of freaky, to be honest.